What up, everybody? To another episode of Gaming Nerds Daily. Today is August 5th, 2018. Feels like it's been a while since I did this daily thing. A week, I think? Not counting the group. Yeah, it's been quite a while. So, I'm not going to be doing all the plugs because if you listen to our group show, you guys know that we are coming to an end shortly. So there's no point of doing all the plugs. The only way you guys can save us from coming to an end, or if you don't want us to come to an end, is by showing some support. Either comments, get on the Discord and explain why you don't want us to go, or subscribe to our Patreon and support us there at Patreon. As you guys know, group shows are no longer live, so which is easier for us, but if you guys want to watch us live, then you'll have to check in with the dailies, which maybe we shouldn't even call these dailies because they haven't been daily lately. Although, in our defense, it's been pretty dead for news. PAX has been just killing us pretty much. So, yesterday's news, Matt didn't do it because literally I went and looked and there's like 2 or 3 things. Monday I didn't do it because there's only 2 or 3 things. They held it all in and they dumped it all out late last night and throughout the day today. So we got a decent size amount of news to talk about today. A lot of boring stuff, especially if you're not into the Battle Royale. There's a lot of Battle Royale news, mainly from Battlefield and Black Ops. So, yeah. Because, games are coming out shortly. Well, kind of. Battlefield got delayed, but it's not the point. They are coming out shortly. So, let's jump into this. Before we hit the headlining of everything, the main, one thing, the reviews for Spider-Man are out, and holy shit, they are good. So nowhere has rated it less than a 9. Some places have rated it 10, but they're averaging between 9, 9.5, and 10. So this game is going to be really good for what it is. Thank you. But yeah, it's going to be good. 2 days. Or unless you're on the Pacific time on the West Coast of the United States, then tomorrow at 9 o'clock, if you have it pre-ordered, it's available. So yeah, see, Matt says 10 out of 10 across all boards. I've seen some sites rated at 9.5. I think GameSpot rated at 9.0. I've actually listened to a review for it, a non-spoiler review, and holy fuck, we are in for a ride. Storyline is super predictable. But the gameplay is just amazing gameplay. So it's gonna be good. Yeah, I can't wait till tomorrow when it unlocks at 9 p.m. for everybody on the West Coast. That means you too, Matt. Since we game share it, you get it tomorrow at 9 p.m. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be fucking tied up with work. It looks like to be playing it at 9 p.m. tomorrow and some of Friday. So by the time I get home Friday, I think I'll have time for the group show and then start playing it. So I got a while. Damn it. But oh well, work comes first before gaming, I guess. Alright, but yeah, so let's get into some of this news. I was too lazy to, well, I wrote out the articles kind of. My cat is totally like in my way. Patty, you gotta move. Patty. Come here, girl. Hi, yeah, hi. Say hi to the camera. Okay, so let's see here. PM, I'm assuming? That sucks. So I talked about the Spider-Man. Alright, so PUBG has officially left early access on Xbox. This article comes from GameSpot, from Kevin Nizivic. So let's see here. I'm going to paraphrase a lot of this. So with it leaving early access, the biggest change is that they're adding Sandhawk, which is their 4x4 kilometer map, which is half the size of all the previous PUBG maps. So what's going to happen is you're going to have faster matches and a lot quicker. Well, obviously that's the same thing. Quicker and more intense matches. Phone's vibrating. Along with releasing the new map, you're going to get a couple of new guns, which is the QBZ and the QBZ. It's the QBC and the QBU, the latter of which can only be found on Sandhawk. They've also added a map exclusive vehicle to Sandhawk, which is just a pickup truck, which holds 4 players. So they're also introducing 2 new playlists, the Battle Royale and the Mini Royale. So the Battle Royale will drop players randomly into the other 2 maps, the previous 2 maps, the original 2 maps. And then Mini Royale will drop you into Sandhawk. So they're also coming out with War Mode with the new update and custom matches. Well, I guess those will arrive a little later, but they're still working on those. PUBG is available for $30 now, and you also have the option to purchase the Sandhawk Edition, which is $50, which includes the Sandhawk Event Pass that adds missions to complete and rewards to earn, and the fire and the whole skin set and 2,300 G coin. So if you're still playing PUBG and you're still invested into the game, well, it's out. If you haven't got it, it's $30, or you can pay for the $50 if you want to get all the missions and the battle pass and everything like that. So I'm kind of done with PUBG, so I haven't played it in a long time. Don't really care about the battle pass. Also with PUBG, they're on the PC version, they've announced the supply, which is a way to earn items without spending real money. So like you in PUBG, normally on the computer, you will compete in the matches, you'll earn points, you get to get a crate, but when you get the crate, you have to get a key, which costs money to unlock that crate. So they're not taking that system out, but they're adding missions that you can get that levels you up, and when you get to a certain level, you get the items. And they're testing that right now on the PC, but apparently the problem with that system is you only get it for a certain amount of time. It's like going to a dressing room and trying it on, and if you like it, after the time expires, you can buy it. Not very many people are happy with this, and right now it's only on their test server, so it's not officially out yet for that. So hopefully they'll change that and realize that that's a bad move. But you gotta understand, PUBG is dying. They need money. They're losing a lot of money right now, especially with Tencent getting screwed right now in China. So yeah, if you guys haven't heard the news, Matt, I haven't heard anything about Tales of Vesperia going to Switch. I might have a long time ago, forgot about it. I'll talk about that here in a second. And yeah, I know it's not making me play PUBG again either. But yeah, if you guys haven't heard the news about Tencent in China, they've lost $7 billion in the last month because the way China is doing their things, they're restricting gameplay for kids now, and it is hurting Tencent. And Tencent has their fingers in every gaming company. Activision, I believe they bought some shares in Ubisoft, Epic Games, obviously Bluehole for PUBG. I mean, they've got their fingers in a little bit of everything. So Tencent losing money, that's really going to hurt these games coming out. So yeah, it's not good. Not good. A little throw an extra fact in there. So I'm going to go talk about the information Matt just added. So Tales of Vesperia is coming to Nintendo Switch. It's a good place for it. If you guys haven't played any of the Tales of games, they're a JRPG. Definitely a Switch-based game. Tales of Vesperia was pretty good. I thought personally, I enjoyed it. I don't know when it comes out on Switch. It's not one of the better Tales of games, but I don't know. I mean, it's like I said, it's a JRPG. So with a JRPG, like all other JRPGs, they are long. Tales of Vesperia is just the same. It's 80-hour storyline, not counting the side stuff. It is a long game, so it's definitely a good game for Switch. If you guys enjoy JRPGs, then definitely check it out. If you like Dragon Quest and things like that. Again, I don't know when it's coming out. Matt just added it to a thing. I believe I remember actually seeing this in one of their directs. I just don't remember when it's coming out. So, no, Vesperia is not my favorite. Oh wait, I'm thinking of Zestria. Vesperia is my favorite. Okay, back up. Vesperia is my favorite. It's one of the Xbox original ones that was only on Xbox, unless you're in Japan or Asia or wherever it was, where it came out on PS4. Vesperia is one of my favorites, and again, same thing what I just said previously. It's just now it's Vesperia. It's one of my favorite ones. Yes, Matt is right. I played this one, beat it over and over again. It has a really high replay value, and it's still an 80-hour game. If you like Dragon Quest and all that fun jazz I just spewed out, definitely check out the Tales of games. Vesperia is actually what got me hooked in the series. And yes, now I remember Vesperia was the one at the Nintendo Direct. Speaking of a Nintendo Direct, since we're on that subject, tomorrow at 3 p.m., Nintendo is having a Direct announcing their next round of, not really announced. Well, they're going to be talking about the next wave of Switch games and 3DS games. Yes, 3DS lives. So that will be tomorrow, and we actually might hear more about this Tales of Vesperia then. Matt says they added 10 more hours and new weapons. They didn't need to add any more hours to that game. Jesus. But yeah, so Nintendo Direct tomorrow at 3 p.m., you guys. I'm definitely going to be not watching it because I'm going to be working. Thinking about it. This fucking sucks. I'm going to have to read up on the news on it. But yeah, so yeah, they're going to be talking about new Switch games and the 3DS games. More Nintendo news. In Japan, Switch has broke 5 million units. So that is 2 million units behind the PS4 lifetime in Japan. This is only Japan numbers. This isn't worldwide. The last number we heard was 20 million units worldwide. With this announcement that the Switch has went over 5 million units just in Japan, that number is obviously going to be greater worldwide now. But yeah, they're only 2 million units behind PS4 lifetime in Japan. Switch is killing it right now. Just killing it. So, what else here? I know I said I had a bunch of BR news. I'm trying to save that for the end. Oh, that is right. Matt, thank you for reminding me about that. Also in Japan, the PS2 is dead in Japan. They are no longer accepting repairs for the PS2. So if you ship your PS2 in, they will not repair it anymore. It's done. Yep. So my suggestion, if you have a PS2, don't play it because you can't get it repaired anymore. So that's unfortunate. RIP PS2, one of the better systems. And so we go high for Sony, and now let's do a really low just for Sony. So we all know we want crossplay. Sony says, we've been battling Sony for crossplay for quite some time. There's I can't remember who it was in Sony, but they went on record and said, they're still not going to crossplay Fortnite because they believe PS4 is where, this is quote what he said, PS4, he believes PS4 is where you want to play Fortnite. You don't want to play it on any other console. PS4 is where you want to play it. Unquote. That is a bunch of bullshit. So all it's doing is, for me as a PlayStation fan and Sony fan, it's telling me is that you're still not listening to us. We understand that it's a financial hit if you crossplay. You don't want to share the finances or whatever. You're going to take a financial hit if you crossplay. I get that. Another issue I've been thinking about though is, what about those players that were always on PC or Xbox or whatever, and they signed into their Epic account on PS4 to play with somebody, and then since they signed in on PS4, their account got locked. The cross progression, allow them to unlock the cross progression so people can take their characters that they've already had before and put it on the other thing. You don't have to do cross play and let them play with other people, but let them take their characters off that account or unlock that account so they can take it to the other console. Because that's the main issue that people are having. It's not just the crossplay. It's that people that played on PS4 one time with their characters that they spent hundreds of dollars on, and now they can't get them off the PS4 because you locked the cross progression. That's what's making people furious. And I'm not one of those people, and I'm glad I'm not. But if I was, holy shit, I'd be more mad than I am right now. So that my anger mainly comes from hearing the outcry for other people. I didn't realize that was a huge thing, but that is the huge thing. It's just the cross progression is what's screwing people. It's not the crossplay in general. Yeah, Matt. So Matt says you can use your account on PC and PS4 only if you made it on PS4. That is correct. But I'm talking about it for people that started on PC and went over to PS4, or started on Xbox and went to PS4 for one time to play with their friend or whatever with their account before they knew that the stuff was going to get locked up. And once it came out on Switch, it got locked up. See, that's what people are having an issue with. And yeah, so that is the problem. Yeah, with Fortnite news, I think I got a Fortnite news since I'm talking about it. So yeah, Sony, get your head out of your ass. Start listening to your fans, because next generation's coming up and it's not looking good for you right now. I thought I had Fortnite news. Apparently I don't have Fortnite news. I know what the Fortnite news was I was going to talk about. I just don't have the article up. So, the new update is being delayed. I screwed up my restream. There you go. The new update is being delayed until Thursday, until tomorrow. They just had technical problems. So I believe they said next week's, or the weekly challenges are going to come out Friday instead. So Matt, they said they were going to do a crossplay ITM, but backed out. It sounds like Sony getting everybody's hype up and then just back out of it. Bastards. Alright, some more news here. Now we're going to get into the Battle Royale stuff, guys. So Call of Duty on their Twitter page has announced that the Blackout is going to have 80 players for the Battle Royale mode. Not so the Blackout is their Battle Royale mode. So they're going to have 80 players for their beta coming up. They said with the beta coming up, if it works, they're going to add more players to it. So they're going to try and get to 100 players, but right now they don't want to overload the beta and screw up the beta. So they're going to go 80 players first for the beta. And if it works, then they'll add more. But if it don't, then they're going to stick at 80. I think this is a wise decision by Activision or Treyarch to do it. So, yeah, a lot of people are upset because there's like, well, it's 20 less than Fortnite and PUBG. What the hell? You guys got to understand, if you guys played the beta for Call of Duty for just the multiplayer, that's the same graphics that are going to be in the 100 versus or the Blackout mode. So I think it's wise that they're only doing 80 players right off the get-go so they don't overload their servers and everything like that. And they're trying not to have the problems that we know they're going to have at launch. So, with the announcement of 80 players, they also have announced how big their map is. And it map is huge. There's 13 locations. And the map kinda looks a little similar to PUBG's map, just turned a little bit and a couple of spots changed. But other than that, it looks pretty similar to PUBG's map, the original map. Yeah. So by the sounds of it too, there's a video for the reveal of the map. Sounds like there is tanks, there is airplanes. You're gonna have the land, the air, and stuff like that. Okay, I don't know if there's tanks. I might think I saw tanks, but I'm not sure. Don't take my word for tanks. But there is airplanes and helicopters. But there's also a zombie feature in it. If I read the article, I'll look at the article real quick. Talked about zombies in it. Okay, so the locations, I'll get to the zombies things here in a second, guys. The locations, it's Turbine Factory, Cargo Docks, Fracking Town, Nuketown Island. So yes, they have an island in there the size of Nuketown, which is Nuketown. Array, Firing Range, Rivertown, Asylum. Oh, I love Asylum. Hydro Dam, Train Station, Construction Site, and Estates. So if you got any of you guys actually played any of the Black Ops games, God, that's too close to similar. And as a fan of the Black Ops games, you will know that every single one of those maps that are the locations I just read is a Black Ops map, either DLC map or a base map. Every single one of those is a map. So kudos to them for bringing back some of the good stages, especially the Asylum. Oh, I love the Asylum back in the first Black Ops. Love that Asylum. All right. Let's see here. Started 80 players. It also confirmed that the Blackout will include zombies to some extent in the gameplay, and that land, sea, and air vehicles will be available for players. Okay, so yeah, there will. So I did read that right. There will be zombies in the Blackout mode. No. I told you at the start of the show, Matt, that there's a lot of battle royale news, and we don't know. Actually the Black Ops multiplayer. I really did enjoy it. I just need hardcore mode. I want that freaking hardcore mode, and we don't know about Blackout yet. So I'm not gonna say Blackout's trash yet. Not until I try it, which I get to try it next week. So on the 14th. So next Friday I get to try it. No, I don't. Oh, I'm gonna cry. I won't be around. Son of a bitch. Oh well. I'm gonna have to watch some streams for Blackout. God damn it. Alright, moving on. Now that I'm depressed. Battlefield 5 has also revealed the Battle Royale, which is called Firestorm. So here's the kicker about Firestorm, guys. It's only a 64-player map. Timeout, guys. Matt's telling me he'll let me know how Blackout mode is. How are you going to play Blackout? Because if it comes out on the PS4, because by my understanding, it's not for Comcast customers this time. It's for anybody that's pre-ordered. And I didn't pre-order on the PS4. Pre-ordered on the Xbox. So how are you getting Blackout? Answer that and I'll be back. So Battlefield 5's Battle Royale is Firestorm, and it's 64 players. 64 players, it seems like an odd number, right? there is no, by the understanding of the article that I read, there is no solo and there's no duo. It's 4-player teams only. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that. I'm not liking the sound of it. Here's the article. This article comes from Eurogamer. And I believe this is a Eurogamer. Could be totally wrong on that. I have things in my way. I can't read the freaking. Okay, Matt says if you have the other beta, it counts for the for blackout. Okay. Yeah, this is from Eurogamer. Okay. Just making sure I got the right thing. So Emma Kent wrote. She's the one that wrote the article. Battle Royale is constructed with 16 teams of 4, which tallies up to 64 players. The trailer only mentions 4-player squads, which suggests Battlefield's Battle Royale mode will ignore solo and duo play. This would also explain the weirdness of the 64-player count. Like I just said, I'm not sure if I like the whole 64 or that the teams only. So, and then also in the video, if you guys go to the article, there's a video there that will show you guys more of the war stories and their paid service or the games as service feature, Tides of War. I'm not going to go into that. Don't really care. I got Battlefield 5 for free practically because I am a Premier Access Origins member, which if you guys don't have that, I suggest it if you're into EA games. That is all I have on that. Uh-oh. Okay, so I have the direct. Going over my news here, guys. Oh, here's one I almost forgot about. So, this is from Twinfinite, you guys, from Alex Gibson. There's a new free-to-play MMO coming out. It's in development right now. Matt, I know you've been saying you want to play MMO. This might be for you. So there's a new free-to-play Lord of the Rings MMO in development. The Los Angeles-based developer Anthelon Games has announced that it's partnering with Middle Earth Enterprise. Really, Michael? Partnering with Middle Earth Enterprises to make a free-to-play MMO based on the popular Lord of the Rings franchise written by J.R.R. Tolkien. I know what you guys are thinking. Didn't they do that like in 2009? Announced a free Lord of the Rings game and it was kind of trash? Yes, they did. But this one sounds a little better. Details on the project are so far scarce. But what we do know is that it's being developed as part of a mandate to produce a AAA cooperative console and PC experience that gamers will still want to play for years to come. Interesting, the game won't be based on the popular storyline or settings of the novels. Instead, it's to take place prior to these events and will have players exploring lands, people, and creatures never seen before by fans of the Tolkien. I can't fucking talk, you guys. The universe. And this just goes into technical detail about it, like the licensing and stuff. They pretty much announced who they are. Oh, it was in 2007 was the Lord of the Rings Online by Standing Stone Games. But yeah, so we're going to keep an eye out for that. I'm actually kind of interested. I'm not a huge Lord of the Rings fan, but I am a Middle Earth fan, which is kind of weird. I don't follow it to a T, but I do like the games. I did try out the Lord of the Rings game, and I was not a fan of it. The online game, I wasn't a fan of it when it went free to play. So, yeah. So I'm kind of curious about this one. So, I'm just hoping they don't make a survival-based game, because that would be, I don't know. We don't need a survival-based Lord of the Rings, because that's what everything is anymore, survival-based. But, alright guys. That is pretty much the news dump that they have had in the last few days. Well, last night and today. They held it all in and they dropped it all out. It might not seem like a lot, but it was a lot. For mainly Battle Royale news. There'll be more news tomorrow. probably after Matt does his podcast, if Matt does it, if there's enough news for him to do it. With the Nintendo Direct being at 3, I don't know if Matt will have any of that kind of news in his podcast if he does it. Yeah, so, but yeah, with that, you guys, you know the drill. Just keep on gaming.